Hey guys, I'm Nate. I'm going to do a quick hands-on demo to walk you through what it's like to actually handle these pieces and try and show you how cool and how detailed they are when you get them in person. Sorry for the rushed nature and quality of this thing. It's just been a real race to try and get it out. I wanted to cover a lot more than I'm going to be able to cover today to try and get some stuff out before the Pledge Manager opens, but let's enjoy what we have here. I'm sorry to see this project come to a close. It ends in a few hours. It's been amazing to see all the comments and the creativity, and I can't wait till you guys get your hands on this stuff in November and see the crazy paint jobs and setups and mods that are going to come out. It's just, Dwarven Forge has the coolest group of backers. I can't wait till you guys get your hands on this stuff. So let's take a look at some tiles.
All right, let's take a look at the water pack. The first thing to note is that these are all prototypes. And this batch was a little rushed, so they're not perfectly square. They're a little misshapen. They're slightly too thick. So the final ones are going to be much better quality than this. I've seen the sculpts. The sculpts are great. So bear with the roughness of these things. And the paint job was rushed. So this thing is a straight wire piece. Got great stone texture up at the top. There's a little bit of algae texturing that Stefan did up there. Then all these wonderful barnacles and pits in here. Really nice. If you dry brush over those, they'll look really good. Here's our graduated water painting. You can see on the sides it's got a little bit of indentation. You could definitely pour your own resin over here, bring this water level up a little bit. It's got real nice texture around all the sides. The water parts are just flat and smooth. It's a straight piece. We have the curved piece, same textures there, a lot more rock on this one, great rock around the edges. Simple piece. We have this little water corner piece, lots of really good little barnacle-y textures in there. Same things with water, you can see it inside. This cool diagonal piece. It's got two little corners of rock. This really neat big old barnacle there. Nice and smooth. And this is kind of the boring one of the whole set. It's just plain flat water piece. It's a little. This one in particular is too thick. They really these molds were way off, but the final ones will be great for this. And we have this cool arch piece here. It's a full 4 inches long. Big fan of this. Alright, let's put something together with these. Oh, and the first thing, some people wanted to see how this would stack up with the resin. So this is one of the old resin tiles. They match pretty well. The colors and the texturing, this is actually the same texturing down in here as we have in here. It's just buried under the resin, so it's hard to see. But it's the same colors. These, you can see it's the same width on the sides here, so all these tiles fit pretty nicely. They're prototypes, so they don't fit quite perfectly, but it will, they'll match up really nicely with your resin pieces if you've got them. So the basic, the basic things we can do with the water is you can make a little pool. You can make bigger pools. You can obviously make a river. You can make, with these diagonals, you can make a nice fork in the river. So you can do a forked river with two of those diagonals. You can make a little pool that's going off there. You can use the open water piece to make a bigger pool. You know, they don't fit together perfectly well, once again because of prototype nature. We can do. How are we gonna get in there? It's a variety of nice things. This piece is designed to give you the entrance to your river. We set that up with so your river can cut right through the wall. There's a ton of different setups you can do with these things. They add a nice splash of color to your dungeon. I'm a big fan of this set. I think it's going to be a big hit with everybody. Another cool thing you can do with these arches is you could take two of them, put them over a river. Let's see. Boom. Boom. You can make yourself a little bridge over a river. You could, if we had, let's pretend this was a 4x4. If we had a 4x4 floor, we could put that down right on here. Pretend that. 4x4 floor, you can fill that right up. A variety of uses for these things. They're also cool. You could have let's say you wanted to have a big archway for like a kind of like a boss room or something. So another thing you could do with these, if you wanted to have like a big archway for a boss room, you could take a couple freestanding walls and put it up over there. Or actually, you could do that with regular walls, make a kind of a scary dragon arch or whatnot. All right, let's do the stalagmite pack. So I've already covered these in the previous hands-on video, but we'll do them again. This is the narrow stalactites. You can see them all around. Nice and tall. This is the double. Takes up a nice big footprint. This was that huge honkin' mound. Just takes up a full 2x2 tile. And this one, I'm really glad they snuck this into the set. It's a really cool looking one, a lot of great texture. It's a nice variety with these other ones. Takes up 1x1 square. One of the best things about this one is it's the same height as the walls, so you can use it for stacking. It's a fantastic addition. We have these little things, which I think are really cool texture. They match, the little pebbles on them match really nicely with pebbles here. You could paint them to match the lava set and put little lava in there. You could use them as hazards on the floor, like steam vents or sort of gas vents, if players can move over them but take damage. You can use them as a spawn point for some sort of elementals. These things are just, they're really cool, cool texture and a little splash of color. And then, of course, the big piece, which Stefan couldn't find, so I have this nice high-res photo of it. Can't wait till you guys get your hands on this thing. It is just big. I mean, it's like It's like 4 inches tall. It's like this big. It's got all these nice textures on the bottom. It'd be really cool if you did it in the lava scheme. I'm waiting for like John Keebler. I want you to take 2 of these things and put them on a 4x4 and string some crazy spider web between them for like a spider's nest. You could paint them and put them in a drow temple. There's all sorts of cool things. I wish we had this in person because it's such a cool piece. I'm really glad they included it. So that's the stalactite kit. All right, let's talk about the mushrooms. We're going to start smallest to largest. This is the smallest mushroom cluster. Give you a sense of scale. Let's put it up right here. So it would fill a 1-inch square. 3 little mushrooms in there. 3 different colors. Nice texture. Oops. Then we have this bigger mushroom cluster, with the centerpiece is this cool purple and yellow one. There's a whole bunch of little ones down there. If you were going to paint this yourself, you could go nuts. You could do all sorts of crazy colors and textures and whatnot. There's a lot to work with on this. A texture in under there. That's pretty big. It fits a 1x2. Then we have an even larger cluster like that. Let's do this one. This one is like a ton of mushrooms there. It's nice, really nice size. I mean, you could hide a full 25mm mini behind one of these things. Like it pretty much fills up a full floor tile. It's a nice piece. Then we have these, they've been dubbed the strawberry mushrooms. They kind of look like strawberry tops. Big cluster. Then once again, these things are super tall. It'd be as taller than a lot of your minis. You could have fun. You could paint them non-strawberry colored if you want. That fills pretty much a 1x2. And then the big toadstool is this thing, real nice texture on top. Look at all this good stuff underneath. Stalk, and that thing's a nice big centerpiece mushroom. You know, and you can they look really nice if you do them by by the water side. You can make some nice impassable terrain with these if you cluster them up real tightly. Maybe you hide some shriekers in there or not. Let's look at the elevation pack. So the centerpiece of this thing is this big elevation pedestal. I love this big chunky thing. We covered it in the other hands-on, but this is such a good piece. It's solid, it's beefy, it's big. Like, you're going to build all sorts of stuff with it. I love these blocks. There's been a lot of question about how big they are, so we get the tape measure out. They're 2 inches square. They're about 1.5 inches high. They're exactly the height of a wall. If you stack it up there, it's exactly the height of the wall. Same height as freestanding wall. It's really good that they're not a full 2 inches high, because this way you can stack them to get up the height. You can put them down below if you wanted to put stuff up above them. Gets everything up to the same level. These things are gold. You can't have enough of these. We have the straight stair and the curved stair. Once again, these things are like giant versions of the ones in the dungeon pack. Tons of great texture all the way around. Same height as these stairs. 2-inch footprint. Same with that. And then we have this awesome thing, which is the bridge. Right, it's 4 inches long. It's got great stalactites underneath. Really nice textures on the top. It's cool, same pebbles that we've seen all over this dungeon. You can suspend this thing between stairs. Everybody's very fond of this diagonal trick you can do. We put them across those stairs to get across the river. You can also use this thing to make like the entrance of a cave. If you were building something here, it could be a cool stalactites over it. Pretty useful piece. You can suspend it between these. There's lots of options with this thing. All right, elevation pack.